Here's your heads up to this 5-minute quickie. It's shooting from the lip, and it's all about, well, the reactions you can get after you do some self-work or you work with a therapist. I want to put minds at rest, and I want to give you a personal story that inspired me, as it were, to create this little podcast. It's something that if you put in the back of your mind, whenever you do the change work, you'll know it's okay. Have a listen.
Warning. 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 You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hi you. How you doing? Paul here again from Personal Development Unplugged. And I wanted to explain something that I'm going through today. And so this podcast might be round the houses, lose its track a little bit because I haven't planned too much of it. But I thought it was important because there's so many different reactions you can get from when you work with yourself or when you work with a therapist. You know, some people think you're going to go to a therapist, do some self-work, you do that wonderful process, and boom, everything just changes. And it's all hunky-dory. And you see, can I tell you a little story? You know, because I do this stuff quite a bit. And I always, here's a story from the past. I was doing some work on myself with my son, and it was such an awesome session. Something I needed. It was an awesome session. And after, I felt pretty at ease. But the following day, I felt absolutely, worse than I did before. And some people might think, well, it didn't work. But I had this feeling, this intuition inside is, let it just keep working. This is like the integration. This is me settling, learning and things like that. And I've been, yesterday it was a coincidence, I guess. I was watching a friend of mine's YouTube video, or it's an advert video really, by a lovely guy called Richard Fluke. And a couple of things he was saying just sparked something in me. And it was quite interesting. It's all about loss. And when I thought about it, I kept feeling this old feeling that I've had for quite some time. So I worked on it. I worked on with the principles he said. And you know what? Again, I felt pretty okay. And this morning, that old feeling's still here. Did it work? Well, I don't know. But I feel that it's just my unconscious mind and the parts of me, you know, just trying to integrate with the learnings that I've got and put them in place so I can be this better me, this a little bit of cleansing, as it were, and letting go of some of this old stuff about losing people. And that got me to think, you know, I also worked with somebody yesterday, and they left the session, and they were beaming. It was as if they were skipping down the road. They just seemed to get everything they wanted, and that was it. And again, that made me think, there's a comparison here, isn't there? You know, sometimes I feel really good, sometimes I don't. And I thought, well, maybe you would like to know some of the different ways, and not all the ways, because I don't know all of them, but some of the different ways people react to either working with themselves, on themselves, or if they were working with me. And these are my experiences from a few clients, you know, the different types of clients. And you see, as I said, some people will go out with a huge smile on their face, you know, full of joy, as if the whole weight of the world has been lifted off their shoulders. They know they've got what they want. They got tears of joy. And I've had people come up and give me a wonderful hug and say, oh, this is awesome. And it just continues. But here's the thing. I've also had people do that exact same thing. And the following day, they're phoned up. Because, you see, if you imagine like a graph, their graph goes up hugely. There's a huge leap in their emotional and the way they're feeling. And they phone up the following day and say, Paul, you know, I was feeling wonderful yesterday, but I've come down a bit. And does that mean it hasn't worked? And I'll always say to them, just stay with it. Just let it go. Carry on with your daily business and notice what happens tonight. And then carry on with your daily duties and your days, meeting your friends, doing what you need to do over the next couple of days, and then reflect. And every time they do that, they realize that it comes back to that top point. It's as if the unconscious mind goes, yay, we've done it. Oh, let's just change a few more things. Let's have a bit more learning. And so it gets those funny feelings going. Now, I've had other people who will just leave with a smile. And when I've asked them, how much do you think you might have changed? How much have you let go of that problem? And they'll go, oh, well, I suppose about 50, 60%, Paul. And that's normally the average, by the way. And a week later, I'll either phone them up or see them for the second session. And I say, how are you feeling now? How's it been different? And they say, oh, it's just been a steady improvement all the while. And it's been absolutely wonderful. And so it's as if their curve or their graph has been a lesser gradient. And it's been a slower, but easier, more comfortable ride. And at the end of the week, both people at the same place. How weird is that? Then there's a type of client who will be very thoughtful at the end of the session, and they'll even say things like, what just happened? What did we do? I feel different, but I don't know how I feel different. I really don't know, but I feel different. And again, a week later, I'll say, how's it been different? And they said, oh, you won't believe it. Things have just suddenly got better and better. And it's as if, again, time. We need that little bit of time because the way certainly I work, it's fairly quick. Well, it is quick. In those sessions, those first 1 or 2 sessions, there's massive change and it takes time to integrate that change and get used to it as well. Because sometimes it's been a long time with the old way. And it's like getting realigned, readjusted. But there's also the client who actually I can see in their faces, they're saying, was I really hypnotized? Did what you do, did it really work? So I don't feel any different at all. And I'll say to them, how much do you think you feel, have you changed? And they'll go, well, maybe a bit, Paul, because we've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of, I know you've tried hard, but I don't really feel that much different. And I'm going, wow. And it's normally with those people, I know we've had a little struggle, but then we get the breakthrough. And sometimes they're the people who think an awful lot as we're going through it. It's getting their mind to just let go for a moment, to allow the change to happen. And again, a week later, I'll say to them, well, how's it been different? And so what I get is they say, well, actually, Paul, I don't think anything's changed at all. I really don't think anything's changed at all. And I say, well, you talked about if they were having problems with like socializing or meeting people. I said, well, have you met anybody? Have you socialized? Because that's where you said where part of your problem was. And they go, oh, yeah. That was fine. That was fine. That was just a one-off. Probably that was just a one-off. And the meetings I've been having, yeah, they've been absolutely super. But they were always going to be super. And I'm going, hang on a minute. 1 week ago, you couldn't stand meeting people. You couldn't stand going to the meeting. But you seem to have just changed. And this is a great part about the change. When you change, you forget about the problem because it's no longer a problem. So if it's no longer a problem, why would you remember it? Because you can only remember what's happening now. And it's as if what's happening now is the way it's always been, which to me is marvelous. So I just smile at them and say, oh, I'm so pleased that you're now having these coincidences. Because there's so many people, when I work with them, they'll have these emotions. They'll know where they are. They can turn them on in a moment. Yet at the end of the session, I'll say, go back and get that feeling again. Get that old feeling that you used to have, that old negative feeling. And they always say, 99% of the time they'll say, well, I can't get it just yet. I can't get it right now. Not at the moment. And we just finish off with the words, well, the harder you try, the further it will go away. That's an aside. But the thing is, I just wanted to share with you, certainly my experience, because even just talking about this now, that feeling I had is starting to dissipate, getting a little bit more inner confidence about there's some realignment, there's some integration, there's things happening. And the more I just let it be and let it go, I will just let it go. And sometimes, I say, when I work on myself, I will instantaneously see a change and have nothing at all. No real feelings other than everything is different. I won't feel elated. I just feel, well, this is how it should be. And if this is how it should be, this is how it is. Yet sometimes the bigger the issue, the more integration that has to happen. And just let it be. Be at peace with your unconscious mind is doing the work without your conscious mind. And your conscious mind is like noticing the feelings within your body. So please don't stop. Don't stop doing the work that you want to do. And I sometimes really celebrate that when I do get these funny little feelings the following day, I celebrate to think, this is going to be a big one. This is going to have some really immense changes for my life. Time to really start letting it just happen and give that gratitude, the thanks to, you and your best friend. I hope that this little meander, normally I make notes, but this one I just wanted to just shoot from the lip, as it were, and for you to just know you can change anything. Sometimes there's a little bit of aftershock, as it were, like a little echo. Don't worry about that. Get on with your business. Get on with your day. Let your best friend sort it out. And then, when you notice those differences, when you reflect back, when you stop and when you pause, you can give gratitude. Gratitude to the universe, but give gratitude and thanks to your best friend inside. You. Because no one else did it but you. Even when clients come to see me, they do the work. And that's empowering. Empowering to them and empowering to me, because I just know the next person can do it too. And the next person can do it too. Because we can all do this work. We all have it within us. We just need to set our intention. And one thing I say to my clients is, all you have to do is have the will to do whatever it takes. And if you've got the will to do whatever it takes, you'll get it. There you go. That's just a little bit of stuff. File it away, and when you need it, it'll be there for you. If this was something that made a difference to you, the understanding or some of the changes you're doing, I'd love to hear about them. You know that email address, feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Send me your takeaways. Send me your thoughts. And if there's anything else you'd like me to dive and delve into, and it could be of help to you, then let's do it. Just let me know. Because if it's important to you, I know there'll be others that will get something from it. A bit like I got something from this video yesterday. It wasn't to do with anything that I thought of, and then that information just came to me. And now I'm sharing something with you, which is like that integrated field of learning that I bang on about so much. I know, and I apologize for it, but I'm not going to apologize for it, because the more we remind ourselves, the better it is. There you go. Have more fun than you can stand. And if you just bear a few moments to listen to this bit at the end, I'd be really grateful. Thank you so much. And I'm going to see you and speak with you real soon. Ta-ra now. Thanks for listening, guys. That was really good. I really appreciate you being here. And I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, a couple of favors, really, in as much as I'd like you to share this podcast. Share it in a few ways. One is I'd like you to just share it with your friends. Share it with people that you know, anybody you think it may help, because that would be awesome. Spreading the word, spreading the community of this Personal Development Unplugged. Also, I'd like you to share your thoughts with me. Share your thoughts, your feedback, the things you enjoyed, the things you'd like me to do differently, the things you'd like me to explore even deeper, maybe more things like depression, loneliness, or happiness, or good stuff. They're all good. But if there's things you'd like to give me feedback on, that would be awesome. Just email me at feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Anything and everything would be awesome. And if I use it, obviously, total anonymosity. Anonymosity? You'll be anonymous. Also, if you could just go to the platform that you listen to this podcast on and give a review, if you would. On iTunes, there's a capability of giving a 5-star review. That would be awesome. And just subscribe on any of those platforms so you get them on a Wednesday, get on a Saturday, and you don't have to look for them. Get other people to subscribe. That would be great, because that helps push this around to other people too. And as you know, as always, I have a different set of programs on a website called paulcloughonline.com. Got lots of different stuff that, I know you have to pay for, but that's just a different thing. They're more involved, they're more detailed, and they're more structured. Just have a look at the website and the programs on offer. I think you'll find they're of interest. You've even got one which has its own 5-day free start, as it were. And sometimes you even just let go of your anxiety listening to those 5 days. Have a listen to that. And lastly, and not leastly, those hypnosis tracks. Just go along to that paulcloughonline.com/podcast, and you'll have access to all the hypnosis tracks that have been produced for this podcast. They're all there. They're all in order. They're all numbered and they're downloadable. You don't have to search through 300 odd podcasts to find the hypnosis track you want. They're all there. And you might find something even that you didn't think of. And it's just right for you now. So do that. Have more fun than you can stand. And I'm going to be speaking to you real soon. But thank you for your time.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.